Act 3 of this week's Extra Time, marching along. Love the pun, right? Chivas USA is off to a 2-0 start. They're sitting atop the Western Conference, and we are now joined by Chivas USA's Jesse Marsh. Welcome to the show, Jesse.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime. So you guys are going through some struggles a little bit with injuries and with a couple of players not being there. You have some other guys slotting in and doing well. What's clicking right now for you guys?
Well, I think that, Preki instills a good mentality within our group so that no matter who gets the call on any given day, that, everyone knows that everyone believes in him, the team believes in whoever gets the shot. And, we've been injured a lot in the past year plus, but, the bonus to all that is that we've all developed a pretty hard mentality that, there's not going to be any whining or excuses or complaining, and we're just going to go out and play with whatever group we have on the field at the time. And, I happen to think we actually have a pretty talented, deep roster, even though it's not a lot of household names.
Well, you guys have some newcomers you mentioned as well. Livingston is in there, Stepanovic. Which guy is impressing you most, do you think?
Well, I think for being a young guy, Hurston Mayen has really stepped in. This year specifically, I think throughout preseason and through the beginning of the season now, he's kind of impressed a lot of guys on our team and shown that, he deserves to be here and is going to challenge for spots on the field.
Jesse, switching topics a little, we ask everybody, their impression about what Seattle has done their opening 2 games. Packed house, and they've also got the job done on the field. What are your thoughts about them so far?
Well, I think first of all, it's pretty exciting for our league and, all the expansion that's being talked about now. And but watching Seattle play, and obviously it's going to be really hard to go up there and get results just because of, the environment and the fans and the way they play.
Well, you have to play this weekend. On Sunday you have Columbus, reigning champions. How are you going to attack them? What would be your philosophy as a coach, let's say, to deal with Columbus?
Well, I think that, now, as of last year specifically, they developed a really good understanding of how to play together and how to play with Schelotto. And, when you look at their team, so much comes out of, his ideas and his ability to make plays on the ball. So I think, to start with, we've got to deal with him in a good manner, and that's going to require, obviously, Paulo and I and how we deal with our back line. But also, anytime you have a guy who's a good passer like that, you also have to be aware of guys who are good runners.
Jesse, it's a long season, of course, but you guys are off to a great start, and good luck, and thank you very much for joining us here on ET.
Okay, guys, take care.
Well, around the league, the grind really starts this week. For example, the Columbus Crew have 2 road games in 4 days. The Crew only 2 points from their first 2 games. Shep, after those first 2 games and now this big road trip here, any concerns for the champions?
I think it's so early. You look at their starting 11; they have a ton of talent. I think some of the new guys will have to get assimilated, but if they lose 2 more weekends, then they'll start to worry. Right now, it's okay.
They have some good depth too. Obviously, Alejandro Moreno off with the Venezuelan team this past weekend. Jason Gary came in, did a pretty decent job. And the defense really looks strong. Now, another team that seems to be struggling out of the gate, Houston. Only 1 point in their first 2 games. They have a tough trip to D.C. this weekend. Why does Houston always start off so slowly?
Greg, I almost think they make a concerted effort, Dominic Kinnear, to pace their development during the season.
It's a
strategy. He wants to be there at the end. Yeah. So far, he's had that success. So I'm not that worried about Houston. They have a big signing that they're pretty excited about, a striker, Adi Akinbayi. So Houston, I think that's Dominic's game plan. Take it slow in the beginning.
Well, they needed another striker, and we'll see if Akinbayi can be the answer there. New England, on the other hand, have come home from their home opener with 4 points from their first 2 road games. No Taylor Twellman, no Steve Ralston, no Matt Reese this past weekend, and Brad Knighton stepped in, did a fine job. They also have these rookies in back, Kevin Alston, Darius Barnes. It's pretty impressive what New England's doing.
So far, I've been wrong. I picked them as one of my earlier season disappointments, but they are doing it without their big players, so great start for New England.
And you have to expect another 3 points with Dallas, struggling Dallas, coming to Gillette Stadium this weekend. That's all we have for you this week on Extra Time, but join us next week and we'll kick it around.